resistance, as though you are plugging down into like these energetic sockets of the earth. And then feel that you can lift up through your kneecaps and your thighs, and then the thigh bones hug the femur bones, so the muscles become long and lean rather than bulky and heavy. Shoulders are soft, and then visualize your chin almost resting on a shelf ahead of you so that the throat is not too exposed and the neck is extended. With a soft jaw, gap between the teeth, inhale, extend both arms, look to the thumbnails. Exhale, fold forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, extend, grow long through the back body. Exhale, refold. Press into the feet, inhale, extend your arms, look to the thumbs, lead with the belly. Exhale, fold forwards, all the way down. And grow the skin of the belly down to the shins. Inhale, extend, lengthen. Shoulders in line with hip bones. Exhale, refold. Press down into your feet, raise your arms, look to the thumbs. Armpits are soft, shoulders are soft. Exhale, fold forwards, all the way down. You can take any modifications, whether that's bent knees or straight legs. Inhale, extend, grow long through the shoulder heads. Exhale, refold. Step back with your right foot. Step back with your left foot, plank position. And then press down into your hands, grow broad through the fingers and lift up out the armpit creases. Find this protraction through the shoulders. Feel that the abdomen draws up to the back of the spine like a vacuum. And then the tailbone draws back to the heels. And then without leading with the chin, reach forwards with the crown of the head. Bend elbows, chaturanga, or drop the knees if necessary. Inhale, slide forwards, micro bend elbows, and then expose the fronts of your armpit creases. Exhale, fold forwards, fold back, downward facing dog, lift up. And then you can press down into your hands and into your feet and feel as though you are energetically pulling the inseams of your wrists and your thumb creases towards one another. So there is this internal traction between the wrists. And then simultaneously do the same with your heels so that the heels pull in towards one another. And then pull the toes towards the wrists and the wrists towards the toes. So it's all these opposing lines of energy that are creating this internal traction. Make sure that your breath is steady. You can breathe with your mouth closed. If you feel comfortable with Ujjayi breath, then you're always welcome to breathe in this way, but just as long as you're breathing with equality, so that the inhalation and exhalation move together. That one does not dominate the next. Look forward, step the right foot between your hands, step the left foot to meet, fold forwards. Press into the feet, raise your arms, look all the way to the thumbs. Armpits are soft, shoulders are soft. Good, lead with the hips, not with the belly, fold forwards, all the way down. You're always welcome to bend the knees. Inhale, extend, grow through every vertebrae of your spine. Exhale, refold, press into the palms, step or hop back, plank, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Bend elbows, inhale, slide forwards, up dog, shoulders are soft. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, broaden through the fingers and then again, reattach the palms of your hands, not just down into the mat, but as though they were growing to the earth beneath the mat. And then feel that the foundations are set almost in stone, but at the same time malleable. So that the traction is still being created between the heels of the feet and the heels of your wrists, but at the same time you're able to modify and move whenever necessary. Look forward, step or hop between the palms and extend. Good, exhale, fold forwards. Press into the feet, raise your arms, lead with the arms, lead with the breath, soften the mouth. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, all the way down. Inhale, follow the train of your breath. Extend, grow long through the skin of your belly. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Bend elbows, good. Inhale, slide forwards, up dog. Slide onto the very balls of the fronts of the feet. Downward facing dog. Good, one. Press back through your hips. And then feel that each time you inhale that you fully inflate through all four corners of your ribcage so that you use the full diameter of the diaphragm, that no spot is left untouched. Feel that the heels draw both back and down. Broaden through the backs of your kneecaps and begin to create a little bit of heat by breathing even deeper into the pit of the belly. Good. Try not to bring too much weight to the heels of your wrists. Instead, distribute the weight equally between the pads of the fingers. Look forward, step or hop between the palms and extend. Good. Fold all the way forwards. Press into the feet, raise your arms, look to the thumbs. Good. Bend your knees nice and deep. Chair pose. Look to the thumbs. If it doesn't feel comfortable having your hands together, bring them shoulder distance apart and let the backs of the shoulders roll inwards so the biceps reach towards one another. Lengthen through your tailbone and then feel that you can breathe deeply into the back of the heart like you could inflate from the inside. Good. Bring your thumbs together, left elbow outside of right thigh and twist. Look to the right shoulder. Good. And then as you inhale, inflate the left lung broadly and then use this internal buoyancy to become light through the left side as you reach back with your right ribs. Feel that the right shoulder leans back as though you were almost back bending from the mid-back to neck. And then reach back with the head so that it is in line with the shoulder. Come via the center. Keep the knees bent. Right elbow outside of left thigh, twist. Good. Slide the left shoulder back. Grow long through the mid-spine. Each time you inhale, become buoyant from the inside, inflate the lungs. As you exhale, allow the interface of the muscle walls to draw back towards the lungs. Back to the center, chair pose, keep the knees bent, abdomen engaged, fold forwards, Uttanasana. Inhale, extend, lengthen. Step or hop back, Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your right leg. Three-legged dog. Kick the heel down. Look forwards to the space between your thumbs. Come onto the pads of your fingers if necessary. Bend your right knee. Bring the knee towards your nose. Flex the foot. And then bring the foot an inch off the mat between your hands. Don't worry if you can't quite reach it, just try. You can come onto the pads of your fingers if you need more space. Squeeze the shin into the abdomen and then suck the belly in. Step the foot between the hands. Raise up, either high lunge or drop the back foot, Virabhadrasana 1. Raise both arms, look to the thumbs. Try to keep the pelvis nice and stable. Feel that the flesh of the left hip and thigh pulls up. Release both hands, come to the ball of the left foot. Hands either side of right foot. Press into the finger pads if necessary. Lift the right foot an inch off the ground. Hold, squeeze, pull the belly in. Use the intersection of your inner thighs so that you can adduct inwards to lift higher. Step back, plank position. Bend elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Take any modification whenever necessary. Downward facing dog. Inhale, extend left leg up. Good. Kick down through your right heel so you stretch the back of the hamstring. Come onto the pads of the fingers if necessary. Left knee to nose. Hollow out the belly. Hover the foot. Squeeze, lift it up, hover. Drop the foot down. Raise up, high lunge or Virabhadrasana 1. Again, lengthen tailbone, suck up through the pubic bone and feel as though the hips were leading towards your armpits. Release both hands, come to the ball of your back foot. Come onto the fingertips if necessary. Lift left foot just a millimeter now. Squeeze, hold. Try not to lift half of the foot. Lift the whole foot with equality. Step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. 1, broaden through the fingers, lengthen through the back body. 2, micro bend your elbows and then roll the backs of your arms out so that the neck becomes spacious. And then without moving your arms anymore, feel as though you're growing the crown of your head to the space between your thumbs so that the spine becomes long and you use the head almost as the anchor. Look forward, step or hop between the palms and extend. Good. Exhale, refold. Bend your knees, chair pose, look forwards. Good. Turn your toes to the left. Bring the thumbs to the sternum. Take your left elbow outside of your right thigh. Good. The toes to the left. Stay here if this feels good. Otherwise, take the hands down, side crow. So the palms face forwards and the legs come off to the left. It's optional. If you want to stay here twisted, then just twist. Squeeze, lift up, look forwards, jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Any way that it takes to get there, get downward facing dog. Step the right foot between your hands, warrior one. Raise yourself all the way up. Squeeze the belly. Release the hands, step back, chaturanga. Remember, if you feel like there's too many vinyasas for you, then you can drop the knees and you can skip some. Good. Downward facing dog. Step the left foot between the hands. Raise yourself up. Each time you inhale, fill up through the whole of the lungs. Release, step back, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come to the tips of the toes, look forward, step or hop between the palms and extend. And then fold forwards. Bend your knees, sit nice and low, chair pose. Turn your toes this time to the right, bring the thumbs to the sternum, right elbow outside of left thigh. Either stay here or you're welcome to release the hands to the mat. Begin to lift yourself up into side crow. Don't worry if it's available on one side and not the other. The body's asymmetric. Just try to treat each side independently for its kind of its own ways. Options, stay or step or hop back, chaturanga, any way that feels good. Last time, inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot between the hands, warrior one. Lift up, raise up through the arms, look to the thumbnails. Release palms, step back, chaturanga. Good, inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left foot between the hands. Last time here, raise all the way up. Fill up through the lungs. Release both hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Look to the space between the thumbs. Gently step or hop between the palms. Look forwards. And then exhale, fold. Bend the knees nice and deeply. Chair pose. Look forwards. Press down into your feet firmly. Find this traction. Soften your shoulders. Press into the right foot and then very slowly lift the left foot just an inch. Squeeze without dropping the right side of your pelvis. Pelvis remains square. Slow motion, step left foot to the back of your mat. Open wide, warrior two. Look over front middle finger. Good. Bring your right knee out towards the fourth, fifth little toe. And then squeeze your right bum and see that this helps contract your inner right adductor, which helps the knee naturally roll out. Feel that the tailbone becomes heavy, but the pubic becomes buoyant. And then press into the outer edge of your back leg and then feel this internal traction as your adductors, your inner thighs, pull away from one another. Take your left arm, the back arm, reach it behind you, reach for your right thigh. Flip your right palm, reverse your warrior. Only move into the degree that feels the most comfortable for your own body, your own practice. Each time you inhale, broaden through the ribs. As you exhale, draw navel to back of spine like a vacuum. And soften through the back of the throat and allow the breath to move fluidly. Try not to lean too much weight on the back knee. Take the right arm behind you, interlock 10 fingers. Squeeze the heels of the hands together. Feel that the forearms are trying to reach together, but the inner top of the arms are pulling away. Drop the right shoulder inside of the right knee. If you've got a brick and that feels useful to come underneath the head to reach down further, then you can do so. If you have any variations for any of these postures, you're always welcome to do them. Good. Feel that your right thigh is still adducting inwards so that the knee isn't rolling out and you're not pressing into the little toe side of the foot more than the left. Press into your feet, create traction, lift up, warrior two, open wide, hold. Press down through the inner edges of your feet and then feel as though you are trying to pull the heels of the feet towards one another so that the hamstrings are engaged. Look forwards over the front middle finger. See peripheral vision, both everything and nothing. Straighten right leg. Pull right hip back in space, extend right arm forwards, triangle pose. Soften the bottom shoulder and then rotate through the trunk and extend your left arm. And then feel that the neck becomes long. And then you can look up to the left thumb with your right eye. And try to eliminate any back bend, particularly in the mid-back. As you inhale, lift up through left hip and then roll it back. Feel that the inseams of your thighs become extended all the way from kneecap to groin. Good. Use the strength of your thighs, bend right knee. Take right arm inside right thigh, reach back for left arm. If you can grab the left wrist, then do so. Again, as you inhale, broaden through the mid-back. Rotate through your right lung and then soften your left shoulder as you pull it back. Try not to just lean back with the head. Good. Reach back with the shoulders. Press into both feet equally. And grow the mid-back one more time. Without moving your legs, release your hands. Right hand to the brick or to the mat outside of the right foot. Left arm over left ear, look to the thumb. Keep your right knee on top of the right ankle. No further forwards. Good. Use the props whenever necessary. Each time you inhale, broaden through your lungs. Become buoyant from the inside. And as you exhale, rotate from the central axis of your spine. Press into your feet, lift up warrior two. Ground down through the feet. Feel that the heels are pulling towards one another, soften through the mouth. Good. Release the hands either side of the right foot, come to the ball of the left foot. Come onto the very tips of your left toes so you can come no further forwards. But then extend your heel back. Come onto your fingertips and look forwards as if you were coming into up dog in the chest. Pull your left hip forwards but the left heel back. Good. And then lengthen the skin of your back towards the back heel and the throat and the chest forwards. Drop the back knee, drop the back toes. Bring the hands together, Kali Mudra, thumbs touch, index fingers free. Draw the weight of the pelvis slightly forwards, raise the arms. Press firmly into your right foot so your right glute is engaged so that you are supported. And now again, adduct both of the legs inwards. Good. Take your right hand to the right thigh. You can stay here, otherwise bend left knee, reach back for the left foot, take hold of the foot and draw it in. Square your shoulders and your hips, try not to open out to the left. If you have any other variations, then you're welcome to do them. Otherwise just stay here, stretching through the back of your shoulders and the front of your hips. Good. Good, release the hands, thumbs to the sternum. Left elbow outside of right thigh. Twist through the trunk fast. Press the palms together, find traction, and then expand from your armpits. If you want to bind, wrapping your left arm under your right thigh, your right arm behind you, then you're welcome to. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Good. If it feels too much, you can always drop the back knee if that feels as though it serves you more. Good. Each time you inhale, try to find space from your thigh and the trunk. And then as you exhale, roll even more open. Actively press the palms together if they are so that the armpits are active. Good. Press into your feet. If you're bound, unbind. Without using your hands, lift up, high lunge. Good. And then take your hands to your hips for a moment. Use your index finger and middle finger to pull your hip bones up, and then your thumb to slide the skin of your bum down. Maybe micro bend the back knee. Pull the left thigh forwards as if there was a hand on your thigh and you were pressing it forwards. Raise both arms, high lunge. You can bring your hands together if it feels comfortable, otherwise allow the arms to slightly roll forwards so that the back body becomes spacious. Good. Rhomboids are engaged and your inner armpits are active. Good. Straighten both legs. Pull it through your belly. Take your arms as far forwards as you can, and when you can reach no farther, you can release them down onto bricks or down onto the mat. Keep both legs straight, and then feel that your left thigh pulls slightly forwards and your right thigh pulls slightly back. Try not to lock out that right knee, but instead feel that the heels were sliding towards one another as if they were on a slippy surface, so that the hamstrings are both active and stretching. Look forward, step left foot 2 to 3 feet behind the right, short stance. Take another big breath. As you exhale, fold forwards. Hands stay on bricks or come to the mat. Eventually you might even reach back with your arms and grab the back ankle, but only if that feels comfortable. Using the arms to come through the outsides of both thighs, not through the scissor ring of the legs. Good, look forwards. Take your brick either to the outside of your right shin, or take your left hand to your right shin. And then first begin to rotate, pressing left hand onto the outside of the right foot. Rotate from the trunk, and when you can twist no farther, begin to extend the right arm. Stack the shoulders, and then again, feel as though you could slightly lean back with the right shoulder. Pull your left hip forwards and your right hip back. Feel that you are twisting from the central axis of your core, from the spine, and that the extremities are merely additional to this. Release the right hand. Step back, move through a vinyasa or skip it altogether if you feel like you've already had enough. Good, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Come to the tips of your toes. Gently step or hop between the palms, forward fold. Inhale, extend, lengthen. Exhale, refold. Bend the knees nice and deeply. Chair pose, raise the arms. Press down into the feet. Broaden the ball of your left foot and then lift your right foot just a millimeter with control without changing the alignment of your pelvis. Slow motion, step the right foot back like you are moving through honey. Step the foot back, open wide, warrior two, look over front middle finger. And then again, bringing your back heel slightly out and your back toes slightly in at an angle. Good. Feel that you can bend deeply into your left knee. Squeeze your left bum and feel that that helps roll the flesh of your left thigh out. Then anchor your tailbone. The same as we did in our high lunge. Visualize your index finger and middle finger pulling your hip bones up and your bum sliding down. Take your right arm, the back arm, behind you and reach for the left thigh. And then flip your left palm, reverse your warrior. Each time you inhale, broaden through the ribs. And each time you exhale, sink a little bit deeper into your pelvis, bend deeper into the front knee. Keep your focus, a drishti, a point of concentration, how we invite this meditative aspect into our practice. Reach the left arm back behind you. Interlock all 10 fingers. Take a big breath, open the chest, and then drop the shoulder inside of the knee. And sometimes if you feel like you are quite close to the mat, but not quite brave enough to drop the head, you're always welcome to stack a brick or bucks underneath your forehead, and it kind of gives you something to reach towards. And over time, you just decrease the size. Press into the feet without straightening your left leg. Lift up, warrior two. Open the arms wide. And then allow yourself to kind of sizzle in any sensations that may be occurring, both physically and mentally. Just allow yourself to kind of wash yourself with those feelings. Try not to become irritated. If you feel a sense of resistance, try to turn this so that it is beneficial to your practice. How do I turn this resistance into resilience? Straighten the left leg, pull the hip back in space, extend the arm. When you can reach no further, hand to shin. And then look up to the top palm. Try to eliminate any arch in the back. And then as you press into the feet, feel that the right hip bone is pulling up and back. Pull the belly in and then extend firmly like you were being pulled up from the fingertips. Neck is long, crown of the head reaches forwards. Bend the left knee, reach your left arm under your left thigh, reach for your right arm. If you can't bind yet, just work towards it. You can grab your t-shirt, you can use a strap. It really doesn't matter. The bind is irrelevant. It is the effort that goes into it. Good. Each time you inhale, see that you can breathe longer into the left side of your waist. So there is no compression at that hip. Good, one more big breath. Release the bind. Take your left hand outside of your left foot to a brick or to the mat. Right arm over right ear. Press down into the feet. Good. And then feel that you can soften your right shoulder and that you can lengthen through both sides of your waist and extend your right hip even further back. Soften the back toes. Press into your feet, contract your thighs, lift up, warrior two. Open wide. Then again, kind of simmer in any sensations that occur within the transitions. Take the hands either side of the left foot. Come to the ball of the right foot so you can come no further onto the toes, but then kick the heel back. Take the hands a little forwards and then arch into your upper back almost like you are coming into up dog. Then kick the heel back, but energetically pull your right hip forwards. So it's like you're stretching the skin of your right hip flexor. Drop the back knee, drop the back toes, interlace 10 fingers, but free your index finger. Raise your arms. Look to your thumbs or at least something close, something that is a focus point. Take a big breath and feel that you're lifting up and out of your pelvis rather than just kind of jarring yourself back. Good, and then from here, release your hands to the left thigh. Bend your right knee, reach for the foot with your right hand and squeeze the heel to the bum. Try not to open to the right side, keep your hips and your shoulders square. If you have any other variations, you're welcome to do them. and doing whatever feels the most appropriate for your practice today. It might not be the same as it was yesterday or tomorrow, just working with what you have today. Good, come back to the center, thumbs to the sternum. Right elbow outside of left thigh. If you have a bind, you can bind. If you want to keep the back knee down, then do so. Otherwise, tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. And then feel again that you are rotating from the central axis of your core so that you can twist from the inside body, from the organ body. And then as you twist from the organs, everything else follows. If you're bound without touching the ground, unbind. Press into your feet, inhale, raise up, high lunge. Take your hands to your hips. Use your index finger and middle finger to pull the hip bones up. And then encourage the tailbone and the bum long with your thumb. Even if it just happens in your mind, that's fine. It happens in the mind before the body sometimes. Extend the arms up, let the shoulders feel soft and find a focus. Press down into the left foot so that your bum is active to support your back. And then straighten both legs. Reach the hips back and your arms forwards as far forwards as you can. Take a big breath. And then exhale, fold yourself all the way forwards. Good. Remember, you can use bricks. You can bend your knee if it's not comfortable to straighten the leg yet. Or you can take your hands to the shin as long as you're not bringing too much pressure to the knee, not applying too much weight to the leg. Good. Keep lengthening the skin of your belly forwards. And don't be concerned with the depth about coming down onto your shin. Rather, try to find this length, like you're lifting out of your pelvis. Look forward, step the right foot 2 to 3 feet back forwards. Take a big breath and then fold forwards. Maybe the hands come down onto bricks or the mat, or maybe you want to reach round both of the legs to reach for the back ankle. And making sure that every time you take a variation, it's because it feels good and it takes you to a place that feels more beneficial, not just because you feel like you should, because you can. Look forwards, take your right hand to the outside of your left shin, to a brick or to the shin or to the mat. And then extend your left arm up. Good, and then again, try to slightly lean back as though you are back bending from the upper back. Pull the left shoulder back. Lengthen the skin of the belly and the skin of the back simultaneously. And then inflate through every single organ so you become buoyant from the inside. Feel that as you inhale, the lungs inflate so deeply and so richly that they intersect with the front of the muscle walls. And then release your left hand. You can just step back to down dog or come through child's pose or move through a vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, extend your right leg, three-legged dog. Bring your knee towards the nose. Step the foot between your hands. You can always use your hand if it doesn't quite make it. Look forwards, raise up, high lunge. Keep the integrity of the tailbone drawing down, open wide, warrior two, look over front middle finger. Good. Inhale, extend right leg. Exhale, re-bend knee, wrap right arm under right thigh, reach for your left arm. If it doesn't reach, don't worry, just do as you can. Grab your t-shirt, your shorts, a strap. To the best of your ability, straighten your right leg without locking the knee. And then still from here, pull your left shoulder back, lean slightly back. So we continue to encourage almost this arch in the upper chest and then grow long through the back of the heart. Bend the right knee, look at your right big toe. Step the left foot next to the right. From here, you either release your bind, let go, bend the knees and come to sit into a squat position, or you can press into your left foot and lift up into bird of paradise, depending on your mood, what you feel like. So you can come up into bird of paradise, or you're always welcome just to bring the knees nice and wide and just come into the squat position. So it's going to build everything you need in order to come into bird of paradise eventually. Good. Bend your right knee with control, come down into squat. Bring your thumbs to the heart center, press into the outer edges of your feet, so the little toe sides of the feet, so you don't lean into the big toe. And then pull up through your groin, so your Mula Bandha, this pelvic floor lock, almost like you really needed to go for a wee, but you can't, so you need to pull up and feel like the skin of your abdomen extend. Maybe the underneath of your glutes, your bum, that attach the hamstrings to the bum, engage. Press the elbows into the thighs. Option, stay here. Otherwise, just release the right hand down to the mat and the left arm up and look to the thumb. Again, option, stay here, or maybe continue to wrap that right arm around the shin and reach back. Option, stay here, many options. Otherwise, look forwards, press into the left foot, begin to lift up into your second variation of your bound bird of paradise. Squeezing, looking forwards. So whatever variation feels the best for you, then do so. If you're coming up into your bind, try to press your right shin back and your shoulder into the shin. Use adduction to pull inwards, but simultaneously pull the shin out. Good, slow motion, come back, we'll all meet back in Malasana, squat pose. Take the hands down to the mat. Lean the weight of your knees as high as you can into your armpits. And then find this posterior chain through your back of your body and engage every single one of those Christmas tree looking muscles that reside around your ribs. Press the earth away like it's rounding through your upper back. Maybe lift one foot, maybe lift the second. Don't worry if the feet don't lift, no big deal. You can step or hop back, Chaturanga, whatever feels the best. Skip your vinyasa or move through it, and we'll meet in down dog. And at this point, if you start to feel that it's aggravating your wrist to do so many Chaturangas, then just drop the knees. It's really not worth forcing yourself into anything that does not feel good. Look forwards, extend your left leg. Bring the knee towards the nose, step the foot between the hands. Again, you can use your hand if it doesn't quite reach. Lift up, high lunge. Open wide, warrior two, look over front middle finger. Straighten left leg, and then rebend the knee. Take the left arm under the left thigh, reach back for your right arm. Again, if it doesn't reach, then that's okay. Acknowledge that the sides are different. Straighten the left leg to the best of your ability. Lean back with your right shoulder, press into the feet, and then feel like the feet are pulling in towards one another. Good, keep breathing. Good. Look down at your big toe, bend your knee, step your right foot next to the left. Either release your bind, bend your elbows and come into squat position. Otherwise, if you want to come up into bird of paradise, lean the weight into the right foot, contract your right hamstring, lift up. And then eventually to straighten the leg, really contract the left leg and point the toes, lift and find that length. Bend the knee, come down. Nice and slow, we'll meet in Malasana, elbows into thighs. And then again, feel that you can contract through your groin and actively squeeze your knees apart using the strength of your legs, that the arms are irrelevant. Option, you can stay here, otherwise left arm down, right arm up. Maybe you continue that action and continue into your bind. And if you feel as though you want to lift into your standing balance, then press into the right foot and maybe lift that left leg. And again, don't become too attached. If you try and fall out, it's just part of the practice. Every time that you fall out of something, you create a stronger pathway, a neuro pathway from your brain to the muscle that needs to engage. So it's kind of by failing that we become stronger. Okay, come down, let's meet in Malasana. Elbows into knees. You can skip Bakasana if you don't feel like coming up into it again. Otherwise, hands down, knees to the backs of the arms. Look forwards slightly, about 3 inches of your thumbs. Press the earth away, maybe slightly bend your your knuckles so that you distribute the weight to the pads of the fingers. So if you have any other variations, you're welcome to do them. If someone has a variation that you want and don't have, try to be inspired, not annoyed. And then step or hop back, Chaturanga. Take as much time if you're moving through anything else, there's no rush. You can always just join us whenever you're ready. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Good. Look forwards. Press into the palms, step or hop between the palms, forward fold. Good. Exhale, let it go. Good. Bend your knees, sit nice and low, chair pose. Lengthen your tailbone and look forwards. And then come to stand. Good. Press into your right foot firmly. Bring your left knee to the chest. Squeeze the shin in and then straighten the right leg and broaden your back kneecap. Try not to lean too far back or forwards. This is going to be enough for some of us, and that's okay. Otherwise, you can take your hands either side of your left foot and maybe extend the leg. Again, don't be too concerned if that's not you. Now, slowly, to the best of your ability, even if that means only coming down an inch, begin to bend your right knee, coming down into your pistol squat. Come for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, kick the heel out. Don't worry if you need to use your hands, and don't worry if you don't even feel like you're anywhere near it. It should be relatively fun, maybe. This bit, not so much. Press into your right foot for a count of 5. Try to lift back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I never demonstrate that. Like, hell no. Good. Stay. Kick the heel out. Press down into your right foot and breathe into the back body. If you feel like bringing your forehead to the shin, then do so. If it feels good to just stay as you are, then do so. Good. Contract. Look forwards. Take your hands to your waist. Straighten your leg if it wasn't. Contract through your toes and hold. 5. Drop your left hip slightly. Lift up through your right hip. 4. Tense your bum from the underneath. 3, 2, try not to bend your knee. If possible, float it back, float the arms to join, warrior 3. Kick down into your right heel and use the support of your bum to support your back. So press down into that heel and feel the full integration of all of those muscles around your pelvis. Good, find a focus. If you feel like you're rocking all over the place, just trust the intelligence of all those tiny bones in your foot that they're there to catch you. Look down, take your right hand either to a brick or to the mat underneath your right shoulder and begin to open out, lift the left arm. Don't worry about looking up, that can come last. Fast, feel that you can straighten your right leg. Feel that you can kick your left heel back, soften through your shoulders and then tense your left bum and use your adductor to lift the leg even higher. Good, drop the left hand, come to standing splits. So your options are, you can straighten your right leg if possible, don't worry if it's not. You can try balancing by taking one hand at a time behind your right shin. Otherwise you can press into your left hand, bend your left knee, reach your right arm back and bend the knee grabbing the foot if you want to add in a quad stretch. This is my favorite variation, but if it's not yours, don't do it. Good. Whatever variation you're in, just allow yourself a little more time just to kind of simmer in. And then make your way through a vinyasa or skip it, but we'll all meet in down dog. Good. And try to breathe fluidly. Try to allow your breath to be audible enough to support your neighbor, but maybe not loud enough to irritate them. Look forward, come to the tips of your toes, gently step or hop between your palms. And then fold, just let everything go. Good. Bend your knees, sit nice and low in your hips, raise your arms, chair pose. Look to the thumbs and then come to stand. Press into the left heel, squeeze your right shin to the chest. And then again, kick into the left heel and try to straighten through the back. Not by exaggerating the arch in your mid-back though. Good, option, this is enough. Otherwise, hands to the foot, maybe extend the leg. And then even if you're just bending the knee, the left knee, 1 inch, it really doesn't matter. But for a count of 5, try to bend something. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Use your hands if you need to, that's fine, that's what they're there for. And then press into your left heel for a count of 5, let's lift back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Maybe bring your forehead to the shin, maybe not. Look forward, take the hands to the waist, contract your thigh, hold. 5, try to broaden the toes. 3, 2, try to keep the legs straight if you can, float it back, allow the arms to meet. Warrior 3, energize through the fingers, broaden through every single space between each one. And then maybe bring your chin slightly to your chest, create kind of like this double chin so your neck is long. So we don't lead with the chin. Take the left hand down to a brick or to the mat. And then begin to open up through the right arm. Kick the right heel back. And again, don't be too attached to looking up unless it feels good. First, just try to feel as though you were extending and growing from the central axis of your trunk. And find this full matrix of your body and how everything needs to be engaged and to intricately come towards one another and adduct inwards in order to hold yourself stable. Take your right hand down, standing splits. Raise the right leg. Don't worry if you need to bend your knee deeply. If you have any other variations, whether taking the hands to the back of the calf, maybe one, maybe two. Maybe you want to bend the right knee and reach back for the foot if that felt good on the other side. Maybe something that felt good on the other side doesn't feel good on this one, and that's okay. Good. Release, step or hop back, move through a vinyasa or skip it altogether. Good. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. You guys are coming to the end of your standing sequence. I told you mine's so slow. Good, come to the toes. Step or hop between the palms and extend. I didn't even know until I went to other people's. And then fold forwards, let everything go. Bend your knees, sit nice and low, chair pose. Gaze to the space between the thumbs, take a big breath. Good, come to stand. Squeeze left shin to the chest, hands around the shin. Right hand to the outside of your left shin, and then use your left hand like make an L and roll the flesh of your left hip and thigh down. Then begin to rotate through the chest, left shoulder in line with right. Maybe stay here. Maybe you want to take the outer edge of the foot and extend the leg. Maybe you want to extend the left arm back. And again, whatever variation feels good for you, go with that. And each time you inhale, press down into the standing leg. Lift up from your bra strap, unless you're not wearing one, and just imagine where that would be. And then rotate more. And then soften through your shoulders and soften through your mass. Kick down into your right heel, broaden the knee. Good. Bring the left shin in, and your left hand to meet the left shin. Come to the center. Good. And then from here, wrap your left leg around your right. And then bring your left knee back to the center so the hips are square. Left arm under your right. Bind the arms. Lift through the elbows and then press the forearms really actively away. You can stay or you can begin to sit nice and low, reclining into your eagle. Those of you that want to come into your arm balance are welcome to release the hands. Take them to the left as if you were coming to Chaturanga or into side crow, and then hover the left leg up onto the arms. Good. Try to keep the legs bound even if you can release them so that you can come straight back into eagle. Good. And then we'll meet all back in eagle. Easy peasy. It's like it never happened. Good. And then look forwards, release your arms, cross the left shin over the right thigh, flex the foot, take one hand to the foot and one hand to the knee. And then feel like energetically you're squeezing the foot into one hand and the thigh into the other. So you create this kind of traction. Look forwards, bring the thumbs to your sternum. And then first, try to wrap your right elbow into your left toes. And then press your left elbow away and look forwards. Sit nice and low. Good, stay here, or maybe you want to fold forwards, taking your left shin into the backs of your triceps and lift up into your arm balance. If that's not available for you today, just fold and just hold in space. Otherwise, you're leaning your weight forwards into the triceps. Try to lift your hips above your shoulders, contract through your back thigh, and then energize the back leg. We're all moving through a vinyasa or skipping it. Again, deciding whatever feels good. This is our last little bit of standing work. You guys have almost made it. Come to the tips of the toes. Gently step or hop between the palms and fold forwards. Good. Bend the knees, sit nice and low. Uttanasana, chair pose. And then come to stand. Press into the left foot, lift right shin. Left hand to the outside of your right shin. Make your right hand into an L that is wrong. And then turn the thigh out. Begin to look over the right shoulder. Maybe you can take hold of the foot and extend the leg, and maybe you reach your right arm back, whichever feels good. Soften through the mat. And then ground down through that standing leg. The more you kick down into the left leg, the more stable you'll be. And then grow up through your mid-back. If the right leg is extended, kick the heel away. Keep the belly engaged, come via the center. Take your hands to your waist, right leg comes over left once or maybe twice. Bring the knee back to the center and then wrap your right arm under the left, bind the arms, lift the elbows and then actively press them away so you feel this kind of protraction between your shoulder blades. Maybe sit low, maybe release your hands down to the mat onto the right and maybe lift up into your arm balance. If you lift into your arm balance, explore keeping the legs adducting and squeezing inwards so that you can come straight back down into your eagle without kind of making a fuss. Good. And then from here, release the arms, cross your right shin, flex the foot, hands to either side of the foot and the knee, and now press out. So you feel like you're extending from your inner groins. So press out more, and then feel like you can lengthen from your inner groin all the way to the inseam of your right thigh. Either stay here or thumbs to sternum. You're welcome to sit nice and low in your waist if that feels good. You're welcome to twist, or you're welcome to come into your arm balance. Every time you come maybe to this practice, you might feel like doing something else, and just because you can do something that you see as the most advanced doesn't mean that it's always the best variation for you in that day. Good, keep squeezing, good, keep lifting that back leg, Elizabeth, squeeze, contract, good. Step or hop back, we'll meet in down dog. Good. Come to the very tips of your toes. Step or hop yourself forwards to the front of your mat. Here we go. We're making our way down, I promise. Bend your knees, sit nice and low, Uttanasana, chair pose. You guys are really glad you came. And then come to stand. Step your right foot out to the back, heels out, toes slightly in. Take a big breath, reach the arms back, interlace the fingers. Drive the knuckles back and then open into a slight back bend and open the chest. And then exhale, fold forwards, arms overhead. Maybe over time they even reach down to the earth. And don't be upset if that's not today. Good. Look forwards. Release your hands down to the mat. And then press into your palms and look forwards. And then only to a space that feels genuinely comfortable, begin to take the legs out wider into a box split position. Be honest with yourself with what comfortable is. And then you can lift the little toe side of your foot. Now your options are, depending on how you feel, if you're nice and low, like some of us guys are, you might just take your hands under your legs and come to sit. If you're like, hell no, you can come up to stand, come to sit on your bum, and then just reopen your legs. So you can just come straight down, or you just come to stand, come to sit on your bum, and then we'll meet in a nice wide leg position. You can bring the flesh out from your sit bones. You can sit on a brick if you feel like the flexion on your hips is maybe not as deep as you would like, and you find it difficult to fold forwards, then sit on bricks. Otherwise, fold yourself forwards. Good. Soften through the back body. And again, don't become too attached with what you think that your posture should look like or what you would like it to look like. If you feel any tension on your inner knees, maybe come out a little bit. Good. Look forwards, press into your hands, and then come up. Bend your knees, bring your feet together, knees apart. Stay as you are. All you do is bend the knees, bring the feet together. Good. I know people find it really upsetting not to turn back to the front, but it's fine. You're fine as you are. Just stick with me. Good. Open the feet nice and wide. Kick the heels into each other, and then feel that maybe that helps you activate the muscles of your underbum. Again, contract the muscles of your groin and your inner adductors. Open the shoulders, expose the armpit creases. As you exhale, try to bring your belly button towards your big toes. Reach forwards. Good. Lengthen the skin of your belly, so it's like you're trying to even grow through the chest. And then again, the same as you did in Malasana, try to be active through the inner legs and use the muscles of your legs to lift the knees wider. Good. Look forwards, take your peace fingers, index and middle finger, around your big toes. Try to balance on your sit bones, begin to lift the legs. Don't worry if they don't lift very wide, but maybe eventually you can kick the heels out. Soften your shoulders and then kick the heels out over time. Good. Keep extending nice and wide. See as you can balance. Good. Good. Find your focus, find your drishti. With the breath, move the legs together. Don't worry if they don't straighten. Don't worry if they're only an inch from the ground. Maybe drop the head. Good. Arch through your upper back. Keep broadening your knees if possible. One more big breath. Good. From here, take your hands to the backs of your calves. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, hug yourself in. Even if that means coming with bent knees, just hug yourself nice and deep in. Good. Good. Look forwards. Take a big breath. Navasana. Knees either bent or straight. Extend your arms. Good. Find this extension through your mid-back. Keep the belly in. If you feel it more in your hip flexors rather than your belly, try bending your knees and engaging the abdomen instead. Good. 5 more. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop the feet. It's easy when you're not doing it, isn't it? And then turn to face the front. Bring the flesh out from your sit bones. Reach the bum back. Take a big inhale. Extend your arms. And then exhale, fold forwards. Paschimottanasana. Let everything go. So if you feel any tension in your bum pulling or in your hamstrings, just bend your knees. It's even sometimes nice, even if you can fold all the way forwards, to bend your knees and rest them on the space between your eyebrows and focus on stretching the skin of your lower back instead. There's no need to fold all the way forwards if that feels like it's pulling your back. Good. Look forwards. Bend your right knee, right foot into left thigh. Take a big breath. Right knee pulls to the side. Extend the arms. And then as you exhale, fold forwards. Let your right thigh roll out. Kick your left heel back and then feel slightly as though you were pulling your left hip back in space. And then grow long through the mid-belly again. Look forwards, release your right leg, straighten the leg, left foot into right thigh. Take another big breath, reach up. Again, pull the femur bone back in space and then exhale, fold forwards. Kick the heel forwards. And try to keep length through both sides of your waist. So sometimes it's easy to compress that right side. So think about you growing through your mid ribs, so those floating ribs at the bottom of the chest. Good. Good, and then look forwards. Release the legs, roll down onto your back. Give your knees a nice squeeze into your chest. And then take the feet to the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, knees above the feet. Take a big breath. Squeeze the heels as if you were squeezing them to your shoulders. Lift up into bridge. Good, and you have a few variations here. You can stay here. You can rest the brick under your sacrum and stay for all 3 rounds. Or you can take your hands either sides of your ears and lift up into wheel. Good, if you're pressing into wheel, press into the hands, then roll up through the upper back. Good, try and come through the vertebrae independently rather than just kind of jarring up from the mid-back. Press firmly into the hands, squeeze the heels of the feet towards the hands. Try to straighten the arms and expose the armpits and then press your chest to the back of the room. If you're resting in bridge, then stay as you are. If you're in wheel, bring your chin slightly to the chest, come towards the mat with your head. Take your hands 1 hand closer towards your feet, if possible, maybe lift back up. And if you feel like you're at maximum capacity, then just stay as you are. That there's nowhere that you need to be other than the perfect place for you. Good, taking 1 more big breath. And then from here, if you're in full wheel, last one, chin to chest. Drop the head, maybe even come a little bit closer, maybe come to your forearms, whatever you prefer. And then come back up, last one. If you're in bridge, then stay as you are. This is perfect. Good. You can take a big breath, either lift up onto your hands, roll down into your back. You're welcome to flip via, coming via pincher and move into a vinyasa. That's always an option, not one that I can take, but it's there for you. And then come down onto your back. Squeeze your knees to the chest and then drop your knees to the right, look over your left arm. Easy twist. Good, and then bring the legs through the center, drop them over to the left, look over your right arm. then come back to the center and let yourself just melt down into a final rest. At least just take a few breaths. You can bring the feet together, knees apart. You can reach back for your forearms. Otherwise, you can just stretch out like a starfish. And just, I like that lounging variation, hands behind head. That looks pretty chill. Good. And then you can just let everything go. Just like melt in. And try to see this kind of final few breaths almost as a download for the body. And that you don't have to arrive on your mat next time and try actively to remember the asanas or how they feel. That we have downloaded each one of these practices down through the layers of our body. So when we arrive on our mats, they're kind of just here waiting for us. You can squeeze your knees to the chest. If you're practicing at home, you can pause and take the longest, best Savasana ever. You guys don't have that luxury, sorry. Bring the knees to the chest, give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then anywhere that feels good, come up into a seated position. And cross your legs, press down through your sit bones. Bring the palms together at the head of the sternum. Press the palms into one another, Hasta Bandha, and feel that you can create space in the armpits. Bow your